Did you know that every 36 seconds, someone in the United States loses their life to heart disease? That's more than just a statistic. It's someone's spouse, parent, or beloved grandparent. I'm Dr. James, and in over 30 years of caring for patients over 60, I've witnessed how easily life can slip away when circulation issues quietly go unnoticed. But listen closely. Growing older does not mean accepting exhaustion, cold hands, shortness of breath, or fading memories as your new normal. Right now, in your own kitchen, you likely have 4 simple ingredients that, when combined correctly, can gently clear away plaque, restore blood flow, and rekindle the vibrant energy you thought was lost forever. Imagine waking up each day feeling refreshed, alert, and truly alive. Stay with me throughout this video, and I promise you a straightforward, doctor-approved method to reclaim your health. And if you're committed to this journey, please subscribe. Let's make your golden years truly golden together. I've spent over 3 decades caring for people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, and I've heard a familiar question, time and again, spoken quietly, almost with shame. Dr. James, is this just what aging feels like? The cold hands, the brain fog, that invisible heaviness in your chest when you climb a short flight of stairs, the fatigue that doesn't go away with sleep. I want to say this clearly to you now. No, this is not inevitable. This is not the best your body can do. What many people don't realize is that these signs, low energy, poor circulation, even forgetfulness, are often symptoms of something deeper: narrowed, inflamed, or aging blood vessels. Your arteries are the highways of your life. When they clog or constrict, everything suffers: your heart, your brain, your muscles, even your emotions. And here's where hope comes in. Because inside your kitchen right now, without needing a single trip to the pharmacy, you likely already own the keys to gently clear those arteries, restore healthy blood flow, and rekindle the energy you thought was gone forever. Garlic, ginger, lemon, honey. Not as a recipe, not as folklore, but as a doctor-approved, evidence-supported formula that has quietly changed the lives of thousands. I still remember my patient Evelyn, age 72. She was a retired teacher, dignified and gentle, who looked tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. "I don't feel like myself anymore," she said. "I wake up, but I don't really wake up." We didn't start with medication. We started with her morning ritual. For 1 month, she committed to a simple tonic: crushed garlic, thin slices of ginger, fresh lemon juice, and a spoonful of raw honey, steeped gently in warm water. No sugar, no tea, no pills. By the end of week 2, she called me and said something I'll never forget. "It feels like my blood is moving again." Her hands were warmer. Her mind felt sharper. She wasn't gasping when she climbed the stairs. Her color had returned. And more than the numbers, yes, her blood pressure improved. It was her spirit that came back to life. This isn't magic. It's medicine, just not the kind sold in plastic bottles. Each of these ingredients works in harmony. Garlic helps widen your blood vessels. Ginger gets your circulation moving. Lemon softens the artery walls and calms inflammation. And honey, nature's harmonizer, helps your body absorb it all while soothing the experience. You don't need expensive detox powders or harsh regimens. You need consistency, care, and the belief that your body still wants to heal. So many seniors I've met simply want to feel in control again, to wake up and know their body isn't working against them. If that's you, then you're in the right place. In the sections ahead, I'll guide you through each ingredient. I'll show you how it works, how to use it, and what to expect. But first, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried a natural remedy for your heart or circulation? Did it help or leave you discouraged? Share your story in the comments. Your journey might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Now, let's begin where healing often starts, with a single clove of garlic. If your arteries could speak, they might whisper a quiet plea, not for another medication, but for something simpler, something sharp, powerful, and natural. Garlic, I call it the artery whisperer because it doesn't work with force. It works with patience. It works with presence. And when used correctly, it speaks directly to the walls of your blood vessels in a language they understand, softening them, easing their tension, and clearing the silent buildup that restricts your life without warning. But not all garlic is created equal. It's not the garlic powder in your spice rack or the pre-minced kind in a jar. I'm talking about raw, fresh garlic, the kind that still carries the pulse of the earth within it. Here's what you need to know. Garlic contains a natural compound called allicin. But allicin doesn't just exist in garlic. It has to be created. That happens only when you crush or finely chop a garlic clove and let it sit for about 10 minutes. That small window allows a chemical reaction to occur, activating allicin in its most potent form. And allicin is a miracle in itself. It's been shown in numerous clinical studies to lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. It helps relax blood vessels, especially the stiffened ones common after age 60, allowing blood to flow more easily. It reduces cholesterol levels. It breaks down plaque, and it even improves oxygen delivery to tissues that have long gone undernourished. But more than the science, I want you to feel the why behind it. I remember Mr. Lawson, a 68-year-old retired firefighter, strong, stoic. But when he came to me, he was tired in a way that scared him. "I walk across the room and feel out of breath," he admitted. His hands were cold, his pressure dangerously high, and his arteries, well, they were starting to close in on him. He didn't want more medication. He wanted a plan, something real, something he could do himself. So we began with garlic, 2 crushed cloves every morning on an empty stomach, followed by warm water. No capsules, no shortcuts. By the end of the 3rd week, something shifted. He called me, excited, like a younger version of himself. "I walked to the mailbox and back without stopping," he said. "First time in years." His color was better, his breath came easier, and when he had his next lab work done, his numbers had improved so dramatically that his other doctor asked, "Which statin are you taking?" He smiled and said, "Just garlic and faith." Of course, it wasn't just the garlic, it was his willingness to show up for himself every morning. To believe that something so humble could do something so profound. There's beauty in that, isn't there? A food most people overlook. Becoming medicine. Now, let me be honest with you. Garlic isn't easy for everyone. The taste is strong. The smell can linger. But I've never met a patient who regretted giving it a try, especially when the reward was warmth in their limbs, lightness in their chest, and a quiet sense that they had reclaimed something precious: blood flow. Here's how to do it right. Take 2 to 3 cloves of fresh garlic. Peel them, crush them with the side of a knife, or mince them finely. Let them sit for 10 minutes to activate the allicin. Then swallow them with a glass of warm, not hot, water, first thing in the morning. That's it. No fancy gadgets, no marketing gimmicks. Just you, your breath, and a healing rhythm you can return to every day. And if garlic is the quiet worker, doing its job deep inside your arteries, then the next ingredient is the one that brings fire back to the bloodstream. It's warm, it's bright, and it awakens the parts of you that may have gone quiet with time. Let's talk about ginger. If garlic is the steady hand that clears the path for blood to flow, then ginger is the spark that brings your circulation to life again, and lemon is the gentle stream that washes everything clean. Let's begin with ginger. There's something almost poetic about how it works. Where garlic opens the doors of your arteries, ginger fuels the journey forward. It doesn't just help blood move, it makes your entire body feel alive again. For years, I've recommended ginger to patients who came to me with cold extremities, poor digestion, or that sluggish, heavy feeling they couldn't quite explain. One patient, Evelyn, 72 years old and a retired schoolteacher, once said to me, "Dr. James, I used to walk 5 kilometers a day. Now I get winded walking to the mailbox." She had no interest in another supplement. She didn't want a complicated program. So we started simple: thin slices of fresh ginger steeped in hot water like tea, taken each morning on an empty stomach. By the end of the first week, she called to tell me her fingers felt warmer. By week 3, she had climbed the stairs in her home without stopping, something she hadn't done in over a year. Her mind felt sharper, her sleep deeper. But what struck me most was how she ended that call. "It's like I've woken up from a long gray dream," she said. "I feel like myself again." And that is the power of ginger. From a clinical standpoint, ginger contains compounds like gingerol and shogaol, which help dilate blood vessels, reduce platelet aggregation, meaning less clotting risk, and ease inflammation, particularly in aging tissues. It's a natural blood thinner, a gentle anti-inflammatory, and a circulation booster, all in one. But ginger's partner in this process is just as important: lemon. Most people think of lemon as just a refreshing drink or a cooking flavor. But when used correctly, especially in the morning, lemon becomes one of the most effective natural cleansers for your blood vessels. Lemon is rich in vitamin C, yes. But more importantly, it's loaded with flavonoids and plant-based compounds that protect the endothelial lining of your arteries. That lining is like a soft inner skin of your blood vessels. When it's inflamed or damaged, plaque builds up. When it's healthy, blood flows freely and pressure stabilizes. Frank, one of my older patients, used to start every day in a fog. He described it as being half awake with no clarity. I encouraged him to begin each morning with warm lemon water, not as a beverage, but as a ritual. Within weeks, he told me the mental cloud had lifted. "It's like the inside of my body feels clean," he said, "like the lights came back on." That's what lemon does. It doesn't shout. It doesn't burn. It supports, softens, and helps your body absorb the benefits of every other ingredient in this formula. The best way to use it? Squeeze the juice of 1 fresh lemon into a cup of warm water, not hot, and drink it first thing in the morning, ideally 10-15 minutes after your garlic and ginger tonic. Used together, ginger and lemon become a dynamic duo for your circulation. One warms and stimulates, the other clears and soothes. And both offer far more than just blood flow. They support the immune system, protect brain function, and ease digestion, especially important as we age. By now you may be wondering, how do I put all of this together into one simple daily habit? That's exactly what we'll cover soon. But before that, there's one more ingredient, often overlooked but quietly powerful. It's sweet, it's healing, and it's the element that brings this whole formula into balance. Let me introduce you to the quiet strength of raw honey. If garlic clears, ginger ignites, and lemon cleanses, then honey. Honey holds it all together. It's the harmonizer, the soft landing, the bridge between power and comfort. I've seen it again and again in my practice. Patients who began using garlic and ginger in the morning only to stop after a few days. "It's too harsh," they would tell me. "My stomach feels unsettled. The taste is too strong." And every time I'd ask, "Have you tried adding just 1 spoonful of raw honey?" The difference is remarkable. Not only does honey soothe the sharpness of the other ingredients, it also plays an active biological role in the healing process. This isn't just about flavor, it's about function. Honey contains a rich array of live enzymes, amino acids, trace minerals, and powerful antioxidants like flavonoids and phenolic acids that help reduce inflammation and protect the fragile lining of your blood vessels. It also supports the endocrine system, helps regulate blood sugar, and enhances absorption of the other ingredients in this formula. particularly the allicin in garlic and the gingerol in ginger. In other words, honey doesn't just make it easier to drink your morning tonic, it helps your body use it better. One patient, Mr. Arthur, 69, came to me frustrated. "I want to keep going with the formula," he said, "but the ginger water burns my stomach." I suggested he add a small spoon of honey, not stirred into boiling water, but added after it cooled to a warm, gentle temperature. A week later he returned, his tone lighter, his posture more relaxed. "I look forward to it now," he told me. "It feels like I'm giving myself something kind." And that, right there, is the heart of it. So much of modern medicine feels cold, rushed, or transactional. But nature reminds us that healing can also feel nourishing, comforting, even beautiful. To get the most benefit from honey, always choose raw and unfiltered varieties. Industrial processed honey often lacks the active enzymes your body needs. And remember, never mix honey into boiling water. Wait until your tonic has cooled slightly. Lukewarm is ideal. Then stir it in gently. In the end, this one small spoon not only makes the formula taste better, it invites consistency. And consistency, more than anything, is what brings the results. So, now that you know the power of each ingredient, it's time to bring them all together. Let me show you exactly how to prepare the morning circulation tonic and what to expect in the days and weeks that follow. You've now met the 4 ingredients: garlic, ginger, lemon, and honey. Each one has a distinct voice, a specific purpose, and a long history of supporting human health. But it's when they come together, day after day, that they begin to speak to your body in a language it remembers. That's why I call this formula not just a tonic, but a ritual. Let me walk you through exactly how to prepare it, step by step. You don't need any fancy tools. You don't need a supplement company's label. You just need presence and your willingness to begin. Step 1. Start with 2 to 3 fresh cloves of garlic. Peel and gently crush them. Then let them rest on a small plate or cutting board for 10 minutes. This step is essential. It activates the allicin, the very compound that helps open your arteries and lower your blood pressure. Step 2. While the garlic is resting, prepare a piece of fresh ginger, about 2 to 3 centimeters long. Slice it thinly or gently crush it. You can leave the peel on if it's organic. Step 3. Squeeze the juice of 1 whole lemon. Use fresh lemon, not bottled juice. Step 4. In a mug or heat-safe glass, combine the garlic, ginger, and lemon juice. Pour in about 250 milliliters of warm water, around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. Never use boiling water. It destroys the active compounds. Step 5. Once the mixture has cooled slightly, add 1 teaspoon of raw, unfiltered honey. Stir gently, strain if desired, or leave the bits in for a stronger effect. Drink this tonic slowly on an empty stomach, ideally first thing in the morning. If you're managing high blood pressure, some patients have found benefit in taking a second glass in the evening. Always consult your physician first if you're on medication. Now, you may be wondering, how soon will I feel a difference? Here's what I've observed, time and again. In the first week, many patients report warmer hands and feet, lighter digestion, and a clearer head in the morning. By week 2, short walks no longer feel like steep climbs. Some notice a deepened sleep, fewer palpitations, and a brighter skin tone. And by week 3 or 4, the deeper changes begin. Steadier blood pressure, improved cholesterol balance, and that quiet, almost sacred shift. The return of energy. Not the manic kind, not the jittery rush, but the kind that feels like you again. Mr. Harold, a 71-year-old patient of mine, once told me, "I don't know how to describe it, doctor. I just feel like blood is finally flowing through me again." That's the power of consistency, not perfection, not urgency, just gentle, daily care. And I believe that's what you deserve. This is not about becoming young again. It's about honoring the body you have, supporting it with wisdom, and trusting that it still wants to serve you well. So, if you're ready, begin tomorrow. Lay out the garlic tonight. Set a cup on the counter. Let this be more than a recipe. Let it be your return. And when you do, I'd love to hear your story. What changes do you feel? What surprised you? Share it in the comments below. Someone else may be waiting for the courage your story gives them. Now, let's take one final breath together. And remember, you are not finished yet. Not even close. So, here we are. We've walked together through 4 simple ingredients: garlic, ginger, lemon, and honey. But this wasn't just about food. It was about remembering that healing doesn't have to be complicated or expensive or hidden behind a prescription pad. Sometimes healing begins with what's already in your hands. This formula is more than a morning drink. It's a quiet revolution, a chance to wake up each day with purpose, clarity, and the feeling that your body is no longer drifting, but returning. You don't have to believe in miracles, but I hope you believe this. Your body still knows how to heal if you give it the support, the time, and the love it's been waiting for. If this message spoke to you, I invite you to subscribe. Join this community of people who are choosing to age with intention, not fear. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried this formula? How did it make you feel? Your story matters. Please share it below.